Welcome to Encouragement by Ron. We're going to discuss decisions and decision making and how that fits into the life we desire. Now, all of us do have situations where we have very little choice in decision. Maybe an emergency happens. We're in a situation where we have no choice and we have to really do what we're told to do. So there's very little personal involvement in the actual decision. We just follow the orders or the recommendations. However, in order to improve our life from this moment forward, I challenge all of us to look for opportunities to be more proactive in our decision making. In reality, our current present, who we are at this moment, the type of life that we have at this moment, whether we like it or not, is the sum of all prior decisions that we've made. Decision 1 plus decision 2 plus decision 3 plus decision 25 plus decision 1,250 plus decision 2,000, etc. All of those together are the sum of all of our decisions, and that equals the present life that we are living. Now again, some of those decisions, we may not have had much choice. We may not have had time to reflect or come up with better alternatives. That's true. However, in order to have a life that we're more empowered, the type of life that we really desire, I challenge you, as well as myself, to continue to look for opportunities where we can be a little more proactive rather than reactive. If we take a look at reactive decisions, oftentimes our view and the conversation in our mind is, I have to do it. Circumstances or other people are forcing me to do what I do. I am not free to choose my own actions. In doing so, whether I'm thinking about it or not, I am transferring responsibilities to others for this decision. Proactive, let's take a look at our alternatives. I choose, I prefer, I will. When we reshape those decision-making opportunities and become more proactive, one of the things we have to do and understand is that I take full responsibility for this decision. This is necessary to have a more empowered life, to have a greater character in our lives. So the difference between reactive and proactive is, reactive, I have to do it. It's really the responsibility of others. Proactive is, I am looking for ways to make this decision outcome better. I'm coming up with alternatives. I'm choosing to do something that will make a difference. In doing so, I take full responsibility. Now, an example. What might be an example of the difference? Well, let's talk about our personal life. We talk about our spiritual life, our personal life, our professional life, but let's talk about our personal life for a moment. I realize that some of us tend to be shyer than others. Sometimes you use the word introvert versus extrovert. But even if you are a shy person, not always outgoing or aggressive, but you got a group of friends that you're with, and you say, we just never really do anything. We just kind of don't take opportunities to do this event or do something at each other's homes that I think it would add to our relationships. Well, then why don't you be the one to come up with an idea, create a game night at your place or some event that you think everybody would enjoy. You kind of organize it, put it together, and just see if people want to do it. You don't force it. You just kindly offer, this is something I'm willing to put together for us to get together and to enjoy each other. Now you say that's such a small thing, but how often do people talk about, I wish this group of friends I have, or maybe some relatives, would do more together or do more activities or get together more often. A proactive decision is, I will take the responsibility. I will come up with an idea. I will present it. As opposed to reactive, well, I guess I'll just sit here until somebody comes up with an idea and invites me. Now, in our professional life, an example would be that maybe you're a person that does certain types of work, certain types of activities, and you say, my superior never really gives me any feedback on how I'm doing, and I'm really lost. Am I satisfying the organization, company? Do I need to do better? So a proactive way would be to go to your superior and say, I really want to do as a good job here. I want to improve, and I would really be grateful if you would give me a little bit of feedback on this one activity I did for you in the organization or company. Can you just kind of tell me, and also could you tell me some things that maybe I could improve on that I've been unaware of? Maybe I'm unaware of certain traits I have or certain things I do that I need to adjust to do a better job. You see, in doing so, you're not saying, how come you never give me feedback? Instead, you're saying, I really desire to improve. Can you help me by giving some ideas or suggestions or feedback? Other people sometimes, I know this happens in many organizations where somebody does a good job regularly and they think that everybody's looking at the work they do, and when there's an opportunity for another job, maybe a promotion, they'll come and knock on your door, tap your desk or wherever you're doing and say, hey, here's the opportunity. Believe it or not, oftentimes if you're really good in what you're doing currently, people's first thought is not, oh, I want to move John out of this position and put him in another. No, instead, I'm not having any trouble because John does such a good job, so I'll just stay there. He hasn't mentioned anything, so let's just let him stay there for a while. Instead, you need to go and say, I am interested in moving up, progressing, doing different things in this organization. Is there any opportunities I can work on or go for or apply for? Now, I know these things sound incredibly simple, but my goal here is just to help all of us, myself included, that we just look for opportunities to be proactive instead of reactive, where you're just hoping something happens, or maybe that you think there's no other choice but that action. So again, we're going to be going in greater depth of all of this in a future session, but this is just to get us to start thinking. Are there ways I can be a little more proactive in the decisions I have to make? Thank you.